Hey guys, today we're using coordinate planes to help us figure out perimeter and area of different polygons. Okay, so if we look at this one, we've got a rectangle that has a vertices of 2, 8. So remember, your x is 2, your y is 8. It has the b coordinate at 7, 8, c at 7, 5, so again 7 up 5, and d is at 2 on the x-axis, 5 on the y. So if I look at this, I see that it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units, 3 units, 5 units, 3 units. So to find the perimeter, I find the length of the horizontal lines, and then I know that since AB is 5 units long, BC is 3 units long, and that they have opposites that are also the same units, I add them together and get 16. Okay, so if you can't graph, you're going to use the coordinates to find the length like so. If I look at A, I know that it is at this same x point, which means I can find the difference between 1 and 5, and I know that they're 4 units away. If I look at C and D, I know that they have 4 as their x and 1 and 5 as their y's. Okay, so I subtract and I still get 4 units away. So for those two, the difference in their y's is 4 units. The difference in their x's would be A and D because they both have a 1 in their y. So 2 and 4, if I subtract, I get 2 units. And then over here, if I look at 5 and 5 is the y, 4 and 2 again is 2 units. So add the lengths of the sides to find the perimeter. All right, you try. Use the coordinates to find the length of each side. Remember, you're going to pair this one with this one because their 3's are the same. And then this one with this one because their 7's are the same. That helps you find the y's. Then you've got to pair these two together with the x's and these two together with to find their x's. Okay, I'm going to show you what I did. So make sure that you've paused the video and tried it before you watch what I do. So if I look at these two, 8 minus 6 and 8 minus 6, they're 2 away from each other. Okay, I always subtract the bigger from the smaller. And since it's a rectangle, it should have the same, right? Okay, so now I'm going to look at the next ones, which would be H and E and F with G. So 7 minus 3 again is a total of 4 for each of these. So now I know that I have a rectangle that has 2 by 4. So add them together. 4 plus 4 is 8, plus 2 is 10, plus 2 is 12 units. What if I wanted to find the area? Well, if I know it's a 4 by 2 shape, I take 4 times 2 and I get 8 units squared. So this one's the area and this one's the perimeter. Perimeter equals versus area equals. So perimeter is the outline of the shape on the outside and area is how you fill it in. Okay, so each grid square on the zoo map has a length of 200 feet. Find the total distance in feet around the zoo. Okay, so let's first map out our perimeter. From here to here is 7. From here to here is 3. From here to here is 4. From here to here is 4. Another 4. 3. This length is 7. And this length is 10. So let's first add them up. Okay, so the x coordinates are the same, you subtract the y coordinates. When the y coordinates are the same, you subtract the x coordinates. So if I wanted to, I could take 7 minus 0 and get 7. I could take 3 minus 0. I could take 7 away from 11 and get 4. But I could take, if I look at the tigers, this is 11, 7, so I could take 7 and take 3 away and get 4. I could take 7 over here and 11, take 7 away from 11 and get 4. Take 10 right here, take 7 away and get 3. take 7 here, take 0 away and get 7, and take 10 here and take 0 away and get 10. So you can do it either way. I know that it's 42 units total because 7 plus 3 is 10, 3 fours is 12, that's 22, plus 3 again, that's 25, plus 7, that's 32, plus 10 is 42. They tell me, though, that each of these boxes represents 200 feet. So if I multiply by 200, I get 8,400 feet. All right, so you try this one. If each unit represents 12 inches, then find the perimeter in inches. Okay, I'll be back in just a second to show you what I did. Remember, sketch it first and then find the points. So here you're at 0 on the x-axis and up 1. Okay, here you're at 0 and up 4. Here you're all the way over at 8 and up 4. And here you are all the way over at 8 but only up 1. Okay, so let's find these two's difference. That they're 3 away from each other when I look at the difference in the y's. Same with this one, they're 3 away from each other. Okay, this one and this one are 8 away from each other, 0 to 8. And this one, let's make it a different, this one and this one are again 8 away from each other. 8 take away 0. So I have 8 plus 8 plus 3 plus 3 equals a total of, this is 16, this is 6, add them together and you get 22. Okay? But each one of these represents 12 inches. You could set up a proportion as well. So you could do 12 inches for every 1 unit. And if you have 22 units, you just multiply by 22. Okay, by 12. So 22 times 12 is 264, and these are inches for the perimeter. All right, so what if we have an area of a composite figure? Well, you break the figure apart into shapes that you know. For example, I know the length of this rectangle is 5 by 2. So 5 times 2, or 10. I know the base of this trapezoid is 4, the other base is 3, and the height is 2. Remember, I don't worry about the slanty height. So add the 3 and the 4 together, and I get 7. Take it times 2, and then cut that in half, because we are making a giant parallelogram by making 2 trapezoids. So that's why we have to cut them in half. If I extend this length out 4 units, and this length out 3 units, and then connect them, it looks like a parallelogram. But I have to account for that by dividing by 2. That's where that formula came from. So either way, 3 plus 4 is 7, times 2 is 14, cut it in half is 7. Add them together and we get 17 square units. Well, why did I add them together again? Because I wanted to figure out the total composite figure, the rectangle and the trapezoid together. Okay, so you've got 2 composite figures here. I want you to try these on your own, and I'll be back in just a second to show you what I did. Up here, you can split it into a rectangle and a trapezoid. Remember, knowing your base is 11, this base would be 11 plus 9 plus 4. Don't forget that it's the whole shape. And then here, you could take and figure out the triangle and take it away from the rectangle. Okay, go ahead and pause, try it, and I'll show you what I did in just a second. Okay, for up here, I'm going to do the area of the trapezoid first. Oops, trapezoid, there we go. And it's the base 1 plus the base 2 added together. Cut that in half, but not before you times it by the height. So I get 11 plus 9 plus 4, which is 24. Add that to 20, and we're going to multiply that by 9. So 24 and 20 make 44. 44 times 9 is 396. Take that times 1/2, or divide it by 2, and you get 198 yards squared. So that's the trapezoid. For the triangle, or for the rectangle, it's 9 by 4 because it's the base times the height, or the length times the width. 9 times 4 is 36. add 36 to the 198, and I get a total of 234 yards squared. Okay, down here, I'm going to find the area of the rectangle first, which is 9 times 12. 9 times 12 is 108. I'm sorry, not 300. So that's 300 feet squared. The area of the triangle is the base times the height cut in half. Well, the base is 5 and the height is 5, which is 25. Cut that in half and you get 12.5 feet squared. Now up here I added them together because the shape was bigger. Here I'm taking the triangle away. So I have to take 108 and take 12.5 away from it. And I get 95 5/10 feet squared. And that's all I have for you today. See you next time.